To make my pattern, I'm going to be using a dress that fits my little girl, but feel free to use a shirt and then just lengthen it to the length you need. I'm adding my seam allowance and then adding about 2 inches to the side, and then I'm going to add 3 inches to the bottom. Once that's done, I'm going to cut 2 slits up it about midway. And we're going to redraw this pattern, spacing out those cuts 1.5 inches apart. Once it's done, I'm just going to take it off and cut out my new pattern. Now I'm just drawing a line from the bottom armpit all the way across for my back pattern. Putting my pattern on the fold, I'm going to cut out my front. Then fold that back piece down, place it on the fold, and cut out my back piece. Now we're going to take our front and back, put them right sides facing, and sew down the side seams. On the bottom of the dress, I'm going to mark out 3 lines that are 3 inches apart, and this is going to be where the petals are going to be sewed on later. So I'm just going to mark 3-inch lines all the way around the dress. Using that top line as a guide, take your pattern piece and then trace out that line on your pattern piece. And you're going to be marking that onto a new piece of fabric that's going to be sewn over your sheer material. And I cut it out 3 inches longer at the bottom. So it'll look like this. Then you need to cut out a back one. And then trim off the top. Now draw a 3-inch line at the bottom of both of these pieces. And I'm going to pin the fabric together so that I don't move around. Taking pinking shears, I'm going to go ahead and go in and cut triangles. So it looks like this. And put those aside. You're going to need to make bias tape. Now measure the straps on the dress. If you're not using a dress that already has straps on it, then go ahead and measure your daughter or whoever you're making it for shoulder to see how long your straps need to be. Mine was 9.5 inches. I'm going to take the bias tape and put it right sides touching, making sure that it's all the way open, and pin it along the top of the dress. And then sew that. Then you fold it down to the back, pin it in place, and then sew again. Measure out your strap length, mark it with a pin, take it to the dress, and start pinning where you marked it with a pin, right sides touching all the way around. If you happen to run out of bias tape, all you do is take another strand, put it right sides touching, sew a little line diagonally, trim the excess, and then keep on going. Once you get back to the top, all you do is take your measurement of your strap again and cut it. Now sew it on. And then you're going to do the same thing, flip it over, and you're going to sew all the way down and around. I'm gonna sew my straps down 4 inches away from each side. So I'm just gonna measure 4 inches on both sides, put my straps there and sew them on. Now coming back to this, we're gonna sew down the side seams. And then now we need to make our pattern for our petal. You just measure how long you want the petal to be. I'm making mine 4 inches wide by 11 inches long. Then we're going to cut out a whole bunch of petals with felt. Now that you have your petals done, you're going to take wire and measure it so that it fits inside your petal like so. And then you're going to cut a bunch of pieces of wire. Once you do that, you're going to start hot gluing the wire onto one petal. And once it's hot glued, you're going to take another petal and hot glue it right on top. Make sure you leave about 1 inch at the top so that you can sew the petals on. Now taking the dress and the petals right sides touching with the petals facing up, we're going to sew the petals on all the way around. I'm sewing the petals on the bottom line and then the top line we made, skipping the middle. It started to get hard to sew it on my machine because of all the wired petals, so I decided to hot glue the second layer in between each of the petals. And now this is what it looks like, and all we have left to do is the top. And all you do is top stitch it on all the way around the top. And I decided I wanted sleeves since Halloween's gonna be a little bit chilly, so I just marked my armhole like this and then drew out my sleeve. To make this outfit more fuller at the bottom, I recommend you making a tutu, and then you just curl up the petals and that is it. If you like this video, then please give it a big thumbs up, and if you like my channel, then please subscribe. I'd love to have you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.